Hello and welcome everyone, my name's Capcan and this is going to be a build guide for Hexblast Mines Occultist with huge damage and an okay survivability that is proven to be pretty good on the current ladder of Trials of the Ancestors League 3.22. So if you want this character to go in running, you can look at it with me in this particular setup. It's a fully maxed out setup with a big damage and all the items that you need for the build to shine on its full potential, which means that it is it wouldn't include any leveling footage, so it's gonna be basically a fully juiced up build that you can get if you know what you're doing. If you don't really know what you're doing and you need leveling tips, you need some partial trees and stuff, then this video is not for you. But if you want to, then this one is very good for you. And don't forget to subscribe, because whenever you subscribe, there's going to be an additional link in the description of this video with more information about the build, and POB is going to be in description as well. So don't forget to subscribe and let's go. So basically this build, it's a mines build, which is quite obvious. It's an occultist. As you can see here, we're going full full power charges. Basically that's the main premise, and of course some additional chaos resistance, chaos damage, some additional curses as well, which is going to be very good for us. And let's probably go with, as you can see, there's a bunch of tattoos already here tattooed on the character as well, so everything is maxed up. What you're getting here is you're trying to get as much life as possible, even though it's not gonna be too much in terms of percentages. We are going for trap and mine damage. We are going, of course, for increase of mana reservation efficiency for all our non-curse auras, effect on our spells. We're going for additional curse, so the third one, as you can see here with our cluster jewels, the big one is for chaos damage increase, the medium ones are for trap damage and stuff. So and this basically has to be here as well. So we're taking as much mana reservation efficiency as you can see here on the smaller ones as well. So mana reservation efficiency of skills, determination, again more mana reservation efficiency for grace as well. So everything that when it comes to mana reservation efficiency, you want that. So again, some additional life, some additional increases to energy shield as well, more mine damage, more power charges, which is that's one of the things that we're utilizing in this build here. So we are using some powerful tattoos like this, 1+1 to maximum power charges as well, which can be pricey. You don't really need them to get build going, but anyways, they are very powerful. And here we are using Inner Conviction, 3% more spell damage per power charge, gain power charges instead of frenzy charges. So basically, because we have this enormous amount of power charges, this talent for us that gives it's given us through the Militant Faith, it is essential for the build. So you definitely need to get it. So again, more charges nodes, some additional crit strike chance, crit strike multiplier, more reservation efficiency, and as you can see here, some mind over matter action going on as well. And with combined with Eldritch Battery, because as you know, probably mines are reserving your mana, which can be sketchy, so you need at least some energy shield on top of your mana and stuff. But so all these mechanics are working together for you to have better effective HP pool, whilst using all the mana reservation from mines themselves, while having some unspent resource. In this case, it's going to be energy shield that you can spend on your regular skills and stuff like that. And Pain Attunement is the thing that we're going for as additional keystone talents. So now, as I've already mentioned, in terms of jewels, it's Militant Faith with Templars, High Templar Dominus, stuff like that. It gives devotion, but the main thing here is Inner Conviction. And And after that, the second jewel, of course, is Watcher's Eye. Crit strikes penetrate some enemy resistances while affected by Zealotry, and movement speed while affected by Grace. That's what we're using here. And that's mostly it. Yeah, that's mostly it when it comes to talentry and the jewels. Now let's go for the skill. So our main 6 link, our main chest piece, socket links gonna be Hexblast with trap and mind damage, void manipulation. Awakened one, as you can see here, is pretty good. And by the way, there's not many awakened ones because you can't really utilize many of them, and which is at least a bit cheaper in terms of acquisition of all the things that you need. Then charged mines, power charge on crit, and high impact mine. Then in our gloves, we're using multiple totems with spell totem and wither, assassin's mark. Yeah, so this way we're gonna inflict wither on enemies. They will have increased chaos damage taking, and it's gonna be very, very good. Then with Steel Skin, increased duration, and Bear Trap, which is very, very good. Enemies take increased damage from trap and mine hits, which is, that's as well as anomalous one, so increased skill effect duration, which is definitely a very good thing. And increased duration works both for Steel Skin and Bear Trap. And Steel Skin you need to use manually whenever you're in big troubles. Then we are using Petrified Blood with Arrogance and Enlighten again. So as you can see here, it reserves our life for quite a bit, but we still need it in order to get all the buffs that we can. We are using summon Skitterbots in the same boots as our Enlightened, Arrogance, Petrified Blood, but you don't need to have them linked, because otherwise your Skitterbots are gonna reserve your life as well. And then we're using Zealotry with Divine Blessing again, so it's gonna be our active buff that gives us a bunch of damage. Other mana reservation stuff are Vitality, Determination, and Grace, and Flame Dash just for us to be able to dodge everything. Frostbite and Elemental Weakness. So Elemental Weakness goes off from the ring automatically, and in the second one it's Frostbite, and it's gonna be applied through our unique ring, as you can probably see here. It's Profane Proxy. So basically right ring slot, your Shocking Skitterbot supplies socketed Hex Curse. Again, some resistances plus levels to socketed Curse Gems, which is definitely pretty good stuff. So this is, and here we have cursed enemies with ele weakness on hit, just automatically. Now let's talk about all the weapons that we are using for a moment. So we are going with Void Battery, which is quite obvious here. We are using maximum power charges. Void Battery is very, very good with it. Then Malachi's Loop as our shield. Again, gives us power charges. It's pretty good, and it gives us some big chunky energy shield as well. Then as our helmet we're using Will Clash. That again, as you can see here, everything comes around your power charges, and there is very, very powerful corruptions here. And the helm enchant that goes for our additional mana reservation efficiency. With body armor, we're using the Covenant, which gives us added chaos damage, so it's basically a 7 link. Again, pretty chunky energy shield that we truly need, and that's mostly it. Then as our gloves, we use here Inflict some exposure and chance to unnerve enemies. Again, somewhat of a high energy shield for gloves, maximum life, resistances, and increases with damage. As boots, we're using Relikash Impatience. That gives you your maximum charges while you're stationary, with all the charges, all the types of charges, and otherwise it just gives you some movement speed, some chaos resistance, and cold res. Then with our amulet, we are allocating overcharge. Your maximum frenzy charge is equal to your maximum power charges. So and again, more additional good stuff. Increased effect of elusive on you per power charge. More good stuff with our charges, which is basically everything that's about this build. With our second ring, we get here all the attributes that we need. Some life, non-channeling skills have minus the total mana cost, and the again cursing enemies. So profane proxy we've already saw. Then stage wise with life, resistances, some trap mine, throwing speed, which can be very useful, and some additional armor as well. And our abyss jewel just has some flat energy shield recharge, some chaos damage to spells, crit multi, life. Then when it comes to the flasks, it's a divine life flask with anti-bleeding, anti-corrupted blood, bottled faith, which is gonna be your massive damage boost, rod gut for speed, granite flask for more armor, and diamond flask again for crit strike chance, and spell damage leached as energy shield, which can be very good as well. So especially for our build that utilizes energy shield in pretty big ways. So that's it with this build. It is a very high damage build. You probably know this already. You've already saw some Hexblast action, I guess, if you've googled the build. And it's a powerful build. It is a good thing to try to play it, but you will probably you'll probably need a bunch of currency to get it going, which depends on your budget setup and stuff, but you can definitely play with this character on lower bid budgets, but you will have to adjust many things. So thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day. Bye.